Joining me right now is Trent Girdham. He is an ACB bantamweight. He will be fighting at ACB 88 on June 16th versus Kyle Reyes. What's going on, Trent? Welcome to Kumite Radio.
I'm happy to be here. Just chilling out in Phuket at Tiger Muay Thai, getting ready to try to knock out Kyle Reyes.
You're known as Nino Loco, but people are calling you Yellow Feather now. Where did that nickname come from?
Yellow Feather, Ugly Cunt. I don't know. I get it all. Yellow Feather is just I'm out here with Ty Bam Bam, so his coach just one day started calling me Yellow Feather. And then George started calling me Yellow Feather. Frank, it just like caught on. I think it's because like my hair, like my little rat's tail thing, sort of yellow. I have a yellow bike, and I think my favorite color is yellow. Like, yeah, yellow. And then my mom like done some research, and like the meaning of Yellow Feather is like happy, confident. So it actually describes me pretty well.
Well, that's the best way to get a nickname, right? Is to have someone give it to you.
Yeah. So it's Trent Girdham Girdham, a.k.a. the Picasso of violence, a.k.a. Yellow Feather, a.k.a. Ugly Cunt, a.k.a. whatever you want to call me. There's one talking about me.
Well, now you become like a rapper or something, you know? Rappers have like 15 names.
DJ Yellow Feather.
Exactly. Now let's go back to your last fight. It wasn't that long ago.
I don't want to talk about it, man.
You know, we gotta talk about it.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, last month. It wasn't that long ago. You suffered your first loss of your career. After the fight, you were somewhat emotional. What was going through your head at that moment?
In the moment, I was just like, it wasn't really real to me. It didn't hit me. And then as soon as I tapped, like, I sort of panic tapped a bit. Like, I heard my ankle pop, then I just tapped like I was in training. And then once it hit me, I saw him celebrating. I wasn't happy. But, you know, I had to lose eventually. I didn't get knocked out. I feel like the only way he beat me, like, that was the only way he could beat me, and he got me. So, like, I give him props for that. I try to fight him straight away. I'm like, you know, ACB 8 weeks. I took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. Didn't even train for it. I'm like, you want a rematch? And he's like, oh, not really. I already beat you. So I'm trying to get a rematch, but, you know, I'm only 20. So eventually I'm going to get him. I won't get him back. But if you want a match, I'm going to get you.
What did you learn from this fight, you know, from your first setback?
To me, it wasn't really a setback. I feel like it was something that needed to happen. Like, I've had 30 fights in, like, total kickboxing, boxing, MMA. And since I was 15, I hadn't lost. So I didn't think it was real. I'm like, oh, I can't lose. Like, it was on my back at the start. I felt comfortable the whole time. Like, even though it wasn't my best performance, I felt really, like, out of it. Like, I wasn't there mentally or physically. But once he was on my back, I got him off straight away. I turned in, I looked at him, and I saw him, like, breaking and getting a bit tired. So I just went to kill. And that's where I made a mistake. I should have listened to my coaches. George was like, posture for little elbows. But I got excited, and I just started swinging like any young kid would. Got caught in a leg lock. And I think I was too calm in the situation. I was playing with the leg. I should have just scrambled real hard. But I've learned from it, and since I've been at Tiger, I'm training with Bruno. Bruno, his only submission is a guillotine and a heel hook, so I'm getting attacked with heel hooks every day. I got MLO from 1FC attacking me with leg lock, so I feel like my leg lock defense has improved, and I'm definitely more wary about it. So I think it's just made me better. And now I'm not worried about protecting no zero. I ain't a protected species. There's a lot of fighters like 8-0, 10-0. They're still fighting people that haven't even fought. I fought an ex-world champion. I got caught with a heel hook. And I know I can beat him. So that's just what it is. That wasn't my night. Move on, get better, get ready to show ACB what I can really do.
Did you feel that protecting that zero, it was kind of mentally draining for you?
Yeah, it's really hard. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you're undefeated, you're undefeated. It's like Khabib. Like every single fight, they're like, oh, he's undefeated. This guy's gonna beat him, or the next guy's gonna beat him. Everyone was saying that about me too. Eventually, someone's gonna beat him. I'm not happy who beat me because I know I can beat them. I know on any other given day, I could beat him. So I want a rematch eventually. But now I know I can show WildStyle. I can just get in there and have a lot more fun and stop worrying about 8-0, 8-2. I'm 20 years old. I want to have at least 30 pro MMA fights. So I just want to stay as active as possible. I've had 2 fights already this year. This is my third. Only halfway through the year. I want to get another 3 or 6 fights this year. I wanted to be 10-0 before I was 21. Now I'm 8-1, so I want to get to that 10-1, and then see what happens.
What changes have you made since ACB 84 to your training and to your surroundings?
Well, I've literally, from the moment I lost that fight, after I cried a little bit, I spoke to George and I told him, I booked a ticket the next week to come to Thailand. I didn't even have a fight booked yet. I just said, I'm coming to Thailand. I knew it was something I wanted to do, but when I lost, it became reality. That's what I need to do, not what I want to do. If I want to be the best, I want to be out here. And I know the team behind me here, I can do a lot of great things.
Your next fight is at ACB 88 in Brisbane. You're going back to Australia, your home country.
I'm undefeated in Australia.
You're undefeated in Australia. You're gonna face Kyle Reyes. How do you feel about this matchup?
I'm pretty excited about this fight. Kyle's really, he just goes for it. He goes for it hard in the first round. Goes for a lot of submissions. Swings really hard. So I'm planning on using my creativity, WildStyle, moving around, dancing, and I want to catch him with something big. But I think I want to finish him in the later rounds because I feel like most of his fights he wears down in his cardio. He hasn't fought for 18 months, so he's gonna have to get that groove back where I feel like I'm in my zone at the moment.
He is a guy that has mostly submission wins. Do you prefer opponents that go to the ground?
I don't know. I always feel like I'm a striker, but I always end up on the ground. Either I shoot a stupid takedown and end up on my back, or I start getting confident in the striking and I get taken down. But now, since I've moved here, I've been training wrestling twice a week with Russians, people from Kyrgyzstan, everywhere. I feel like my wrestling's improved a lot. I don't think anyone can take me down or hold me down. You might be able to get me down, but you can't keep me down. So I want to strike this fight. I want to knock him out. But if I see a submission, I'm going to go for it. I also know he's got a really good guillotine. So I got a good guillotine. He's got a good guillotine. But my one's better. I got a better guillotine than him.
You said after your last fight, you decided you're going to go to Thailand and focus, everything into your fight career. You are at Tiger Muay Thai right now. There are guys out there like Tai Tuivasa, you mentioned earlier, Rafael Fiziev. He's going to fight on the Contender Series. Peter Yan, he's going to fight at UFC Singapore. And
Peter's my main training partner.
Yeah, and of course, Glenn
he's a cheeky Conor McGregor. He's a Russian Conor McGregor.
For sure. Hey, that's big for you. Now, having these fighters as mentors, because they have a lot more fights than you do, and they also they're much older than you. What does that mean for you?
Pretty much, I just see what they're doing and I try to mimic it. I've known Rafael since I was 15. The first time I ever met him, he had no English, and now he's learned all this English. He's a teacher, something I want to do in the future. I don't want to fight forever. I want to end up being a coach like George and Rafael. I see how they teach and I see the passion that they have for it, and I have the same passion right now for fighting and teaching. So I'm just doing what they do, listening pretty much. A lot of people are stubborn. They don't want to listen to anyone. They think their way is the right way. I've been like that before, but the best way to learn is just have an open mind. You couldn't learn something off a white belt. You can learn something off a black belt. you can always learn something about fighting in this sport off anyone. That's what I really like. Being out here, there's a million different people. I just had Clever, the KSW champ. He was here for like 2 weeks and he just showed me a couple little things that I feel my game got better just from that. So I'm happy. I'm really happy to be at Tiger.
How is the environment right now? Because you got so many guys getting ready for fights this month and next month and the month after that. What does that do for your confidence?
For my confidence right now, I'm sparring with some of the best fighters in the world, I believe. I feel Peter Yan's a top 10 UFC bantamweight. I think he can be a champion. And me and him, we go at it every Monday, Friday. Even in the wrestling, in the jiu-jitsu. He lets me take him down, and then he picks on me. And he laughs at me. He's like, "You're weak like my son. My girlfriend's stronger than you." He likes playing with me. But I feel it's a lot more. I'm doing a lot more MMA now as to doing boxing and just jiu-jitsu. So I feel like I'm going to be very comfortable my next fight.
So you're saying that right now you're mixing things up well compared to before where you were kind of doing everything separately.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing everything separately and the MMA. So it helps me a lot more. I'm doing the boxing, I'm doing jiu-jitsu on its own, wrestling on its own. But then I get my hard MMA rounds in and my drilling.
This fight coming up, ACB 88, what do you expect from yourself in this fight?
I expect to see this is going to be my best fight I've ever had. I think I'm going to be sharper, mentally, physically ready, even though I'm a bit fat right now because I like candy and food. I'm going to start dieting tomorrow. And I just really expect WildStyle. I'm going to show everyone that my last fight is – everyone's going to forget about my last fight. He's going to be the guy that says, "Oh, I beat Trent Girdham when he was 20 years old when I'm a world champion." I think Ronnie is going to lose his next 2 fights and be like, he's going to be living off my name eventually. So I expect everyone to forget me getting heel hooked because George keeps reminding me about it. And they're going to remember me knocking out Kyle Reyes or submitting Kyle Reyes. Kyle Reyes is getting finished. He's only been finished once before with a right hand. And I got a hard left hand, so try to use the other hand.
All right.
I got to finish him.
All right. June 16th, ACB 88 in Brisbane, Australia. Trent Girdham is going to face Kyle Reyes in a bantamweight contest. Thanks, Trent, for your time, and good luck to you.
Cup on cup. I'll see you soon.
All
Make
right.
sure you watch it before it's going to be violent.